Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy MumboElite. Welcome back to another video. And guys, it is finally here. We have the Premium Mix League upgrades. We're going to show you guys how to make unlimited packs with this. We're going to talk about how you can find the price of this, how you can do it for way cheaper than regardless of what the price says, how to mainly use untradeables in a lot of the sections, and kind of a daily grind that can set up to do a ton of these throughout the week. I'm planning to do 10 plus runs a day, so we'll kind of show you how we do that. So if you do enjoy, smack the like button, subscribe if you're new, comment down below if you have any questions or you want to see anything else. I plan on making separate videos for specifically trading tips, flips, a lot of those extra kind of things that will help out with this for each of the sections, different filters. We'll briefly talk about them in this, but I want to keep that for a separate video. So first and foremost, what is the price of this SBC right now? This is very similar to what we had last year. The only difference really is the Ligue and Sud used to be in the Ligue 1 and Eredivisie section. They flipped those, so the requirements that were needed are now a lot easier on Ligue and Suds, which aren't going to make these cards rise as high, which sucks in terms of making the most potential coins on each individual card, but will make these a lot more competitive in terms of lower prices on a lot of the silvers. I'll kind of show you how you can make a crap ton of coins off of those. But first and foremost, what do we need to look at in terms of price? Right now, Footbin is saying it's roughly 20K, which is a lot cheaper than it was last year. Like I said, the Ligue and Sud requirements changing, that section changing, really did make it relatively cheap. We'll show you kind of some workarounds with that still. As you notice here, pretty good value in each of the sections. A lot of people are thumbsing it up. They like this a lot more than it was last year. Let's start with the Prem and La Liga section. You need a 79 rated here. Max total chem needed minimum of 10. Players from one club, you can only have a max of 1. This is very easy to do. We're going to get this done real quick. I just chucked a bunch of basically untradeable stuff I had in my club. I had some bronzes just chilling around just there. But as you see, most of these are going to be using untradeable cards for this section. Not only just untradeables I had in my club, but as I get the small rare gold players back, once I open this later, you're going to see I'm going to get more Prem and La Liga players. So even though it has a cost for this section on Footbin and other sites, we don't ever really pay that full price. Will we be short occasionally on some cards and we need to find a way to pick those up? Absolutely, but that's where the daily grind comes in as this updating store happens. I don't know why this keeps airing out like this. All right, it's back now. So as we continue to go through these sections, you'll notice that if we're doing it over and over, we might get low on some gold cards or some Ligue SBC cards that we might have to buy from the store. First thing I want you guys to do is every single day you get on, we now have the daily bronze upgrade, the daily silver upgrade, daily common gold upgrade, and the daily rare gold upgrade with a max of 5, max of 78 rated. That's actually really good. People will see that and be like, I don't want to do a stupid pack. That's not going to get me anything crazy. That's going to get you a ton of Ligue SBC cards. But for this bronze and silver section, all you got to do is put in an individual card. So if you have any untradeable bronzes or silvers, put those in first. You always want to put in the untradeables, especially if it's a non-Ligue SBC card. So none of the Ligue SBC sections. We want to use the off leagues for these. You're going to do those, and it's going to get you a premium bronze players pack. You can do that 3 times a day. Same with this daily silver upgrade. This is going to get you a ton of Ligue SBC cards in and of itself from these, but also the daily common gold upgrade is going to get you 11 gold players, one of them being rare, 10 of them being commons, and all you need to do is put in 5 bronzes and 5 silvers. Again, same logic here. If you can stick to mainly using untradeables and specifically the off leagues, this is going to be perfect for saving the other cards for Ligue SBCs. But if you end up using all your untradeables, I'd focus on using the off leagues still because we want to keep all those Ligue SBC cards if we can. And then once you're done with that, we have the daily rare gold upgrade that you can do only once per day. So this isn't really a big grind. It's more of just a thing you want to consistently do on a day-to-day basis. All you need to do is put in 5 golds here and you get that done. So I just stick in some off-league gold commons. Very simple there. But then what do you do kind of after you open those packs? We go back in. We're going to look at the Bundesliga and Serie A section. This one's a little easier. Only a 77 rating, 10 chem. 3 rares, 1 from each team. Bundesliga Serie A for small prime gold. Small prime, what did that say? I missed that pack. We'll go back and read that in a second. But as you see here, I mainly use untradeables again. I have some bronzes mixed in with golds. I'll eventually put in some silvers. But a lot of these cards, specifically the golds, we're going to continue to get back over and over again. So even though there is technically a price to that section, we are spending very little, if not nothing, to get that done for a small prime gold pack, players pack there. And now we move on to the tradable pack sections, which in my opinion are not only a good way to make coins in terms of the tradable packs, the trading tips that we'll be able to do, the snipes we'll be able to do with these is absolutely insane. So we're going to start with the Lib and Sud section, which is now the Jumbo Gold Pack tradable. If you guys don't know, this is my favorite pack in the game. This gives you so much value. I'm going to show you here how I got it done. But it looks like it's the same sort of similar requirements to how it was for the Ligue 1 and Eredivisie section when it was here last time. But instead of needing, I think it was 6 players from a team, you can only use max of 4, which is going to make you use a bunch of different Lib and Sud teams. You only need 68 rated. You need 2 rares. So you don't really need to use golds. If you pack a gold Lib and Sud, or you had some just sitting in your club, like I have some here, it would make sense to probably use them that first run. But look at this. I have a bunch of bronzes that were just chilling in my club. I'm going to use those. They're going to be super cheap. But what we're going to show you is a method where we can make basically unlimited coins with silver Libertadores cards and silver Sudamericana, specifically the ones that are 68 rated and above. But we'll, again, save that more for another video. I'll show you that quickly, what it looks like in terms of silver prices. But there's a whole in-depth method we can do to make this even cheaper. But if we go to the market right now, we see everything goes for 600. If we go to 650, things go relatively quickly. Same with 700. These prices are going to fluctuate all the time. And this is why I say, regardless of what the price of the SBC is, it really doesn't matter when you're doing this long term, trying to do as many runs as possible. You want to save as many coins as possible, but prices are always going to be up and down. As you see here, we could mass bid under 750 coins and win a ton of these and not only flip them for profit. If we were going to buy these out to do a bunch of the places in the squad, every single one of these we bought out for 750. If we could win them for 600 to 650 instead, we'd be saving 100 to 150 coins per card. That, in terms of scale, doing that in bulk with this SBC, is going to save you thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. If you do it enough, millions as we go. So there is a value to this. Like I said, it wasn't that we spent 0 coins on this, but we get a jumbo gold pack tradable. And I'll show you kind of the quick sell value of that here in a second once we finish this, just how many coins you can get back on this and put right back in the SBC if you want to. But first, before we get to that, we're going to do Ligue 1 and Eredivisie next. This one, you need a minimum of 2 golds. You need a minimum of 3 rares, 74 rating, 10 chem. So for this one, you're going to have a lot of Ligue 1 cards, max from 1 from each club, so you can only use 1 there. You're going to have a lot of Ligue 1 cards that are untradeable in your club. There's more golds for Ligue 1 than there is for Eredivisie, especially with all the different teams. So in my opinion, if you have a bunch of untradables just chilling around, go ahead and use those first. Get those high rateds out. I'm using bronzes here for a lot of the Eredivisie, but what will end up happening is very similar to the way I'll do the Libertadores and Sudamericana section. Once I run out of these bronzes and once I get out of some of these golds, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace a lot of these bronzes, use a little less golds, and fill it in with silvers. Mainly these silver Eredivisie, because usually they'll hold a little less value and they're easier to pick up in bulk compared to the Ligue 1. So if you look at their buy nows, what are they going for right now? They're going for 500 within the hour, 450 relatively quickly. And if you wanted to, you could sit here and snipe under that and win these relatively easily. As I say that, I'm not going to probably win any right now because there's going to be everyone on these. But you can sit on this filter for a few minutes, snipe these, flip these back to the market for easy coins. But again, if you're doing this in bulk, to save a few hundred coins per card, if you mass bid on them, if you snipe instead of just getting the buy nows that are relatively the cheapest, you're going to save so many coins in the long run. And that is the name of the game. Save as many coins as possible. But then on the trading tip side of things, you can make so many coins off of that too. Because the people who don't care about the coins, don't know the exact cost, are willing to pay that little bit of extra to make it easier for them, you're going to sell to those people and you can always make good profit off of them. But that is an example of the Prime Election Players Pack tradable being done. Now let's open these packs and see what we can get back. So first and foremost, we're going to start with the Prime Gold Player Pack at the end. That one's untradeable. This is the sort of thing that if you wanted to do League SBCs, maybe save up for some sort of Team of the Year grind, this would be a fantastic pack to have for Team of the Year. You get a minimum of an 82 rated here, which is really nice. There's a guaranteed value of fodder there. You'll get a lot of boards, a lot of walkouts in this. But what I'm looking for is a lot of League SBC cards back in. I see a Bundesliga. I see a Serie A, another Bundesliga, or another, sorry. I see a Prem Bundesliga. I see another Prem. I see some Serie A. I got a lot of Ligue SBC cards, but I also got cards that don't fit Ligue SBCs. What do we do with those when we have cards that don't fit Ligue SBCs? We will put those into the repeatables that are out at the time. So right now we have the, I think I said I was going to start with the tradable packs. Dude, my mind is a million places right now. Sorry. We're just going to keep hopping. So right now we have the 78 double upgrade. This isn't the best value, but we'll have player picks and other stuff that come out too. If I have gold rares and gold commons that are in off leagues untradeable, I really have nowhere else to put them. Putting them in this could be a nice way of constantly clearing your club. If you're someone who doesn't like the current SBC that's out and you're getting a lot of these dupes and it's filling up your dupe storage, you could save them for the following Monday or for later in the week for other repeatables that come, other daily SBCs that come that you could put in there for potentially good packs. Like if we go to the challenge section, you'll see the ratings reload here for a prime gold players pack here. You could stick those things and things like this to get those done too. So those would be the places I'd focus on putting that fodder. But let's keep going with the pack opening. All right, so let's keep opening these packs. One of the things I want to keep touching on in this video and just in streams in general is the repeatability of these. A lot of people, again, will look at the price point. We just got a Schlotterbeck there. Nice 85. Some more Ligue SBC cards, some off leagues I'll put into more upgrades. A lot of people will determine what the price is of the Ligue SBC as a way of whether or not they want to grind it. In my opinion, that's not a good way to look at it, because if you're doing that, you're only doing things when things are down in price, although you're picking up things when they're quote-unquote cheaper, you're missing out on the big selling when things are expensive too. And also too, sniping, bidding in the moment, flipping when prices are up, you have more room to make coins. And that's a very important part. We got the Prime Election Players Pack tradable now. Let's see what some of these tradable packs look like in terms of pulls. Now, you can go a few ways with these. If you get tradable Ligue SBC cards, I usually like selling these to the market. So here's an example of one. It looks like we could get potentially 900 coins for the 72 rated lib. Could I use them? Yes, but I could also pick up another one that would fit the SBC as well that I could get for way cheaper. So I'm going to capitalize on those. The ones where it might make more sense for holding / flipping, Solanke here, looks like he's up because of the daily SBC today, that prime gold pack in the challenge section. So if I could get like 1,400 from him, that'd be absolutely insane. We'll take that for sure. That would be one of the cases where it's like, if you use 350 coins by now, do you just want to chuck them in the club and use them in the SBC, or potentially wait until there's another SBC out on the menus that makes them go up, or an Evo? You could chuck those in the club as an investment. I just like quickly looking at these to see if it makes sense to make some coins. Like here, if I can get 600 for the Serie A or silver rare, I can go back to the market and I can win him or similar cards on bid for way less. You might also get meta silvers. We just had the silver tournament. If cards like this pop up, it might make sense if you can get crazy coins on a Keem or a card like this, sell this to the market and use one of those crap gold commons untradeable instead of this. So for him, if we can get 600, sweet. These are just bonus coins that we're getting back to the club. And even here, we got some 83s. If we could sell that to the market for 750, awesome. If not, we got some quick sell value as well. These ones, it's hit and miss. It's a good rating, so if you want to list on the market for 750, people would probably eventually buy this to do the Prem La Liga section if they're getting low on rating and they need some higher rated ones. It's also one of those, if you quick sell, you're getting 582 coins back. We could also just send it to the transfer list and chuck it back in our club once we use the other one of him in our club. It's really up to you there. I'm just going to quick sell it for the sake of this. As you see here, the Serie A card looks like it's probably going for at least 400 coins. If we can get 500 on that and then go pick one up on bid for 300 to 350, I'm all for that Ligue SBC section. And you see, doing that in bulk not only makes you coins in the tradable packs, it saves you coins on the back end. And the whole goal of the unlimited packs is to make as many coins as tradable while we're making as many packs as tradable. We can influence it when the market's up and down to more of our advantage. We can club stock. If we notice prices are down quite a bit in the Libertadores and Sudamericana silvers and stuff like that, we could club stock, get maybe 10 runs ready to go for the day, and then anything we don't use, we can sell on for huge money. Here's the Jumbo Gold Pack tradable. Here's an example of just the sheer value we get out of this. So before we look at the value of anything, if I quick sold all this right now, I get over 5,000 coins on this pack. That is absolutely wild. A lot of the stuff will go for way more than the 5K. So in terms of that section, if you're spending less than 5K, congratulations. That section alone, you're just making pure profit. Not even having to do any trading, not having to do any flipping or sniping. You could just use whatever, buy whatever, and probably come out on the good end. But here, perfect example, we could sell this manager for 400, or we could wait until Germany managers are more in demand. She'd probably go to 1,000 plus. We have an 82 gold common from the Prem here. He'll probably get used in something. We'll try to get 600 out of that. We could put other cards in here, again, back into our club for League SBCs, or we could sell it to a premium to the market. These off-league ones, it's kind of up to you. If you want to try to get a 400 out of the gold commons from off-leagues, I wouldn't recommend putting the tradable gold commons in off-leagues into a repeatable SBC like the 78 double. I would try to get as many coins as possible, but if it's not selling for 350, 400, feel free to quick sell that eventually. But yeah, man, it's just pure easy coins. Last year we made millions on millions on millions on just running through League SBCs, making unlimited packs, just bidding, flipping, storing, investing, doing League SBCs, getting crazy pack pulls. You don't have to have the best luck in the world to keep this going nonstop. Obviously, if you have very low amount of coins, it might be difficult to start this off if you're buying everything out. But like I showed you, we have the daily bronze, daily silver, daily gold stuff. We have the League SBCs that give you packs back that you can use again. You have a lot of resources at your disposal to start building up coins, building up packs. But the most important thing is this video and the other videos I'm going to provide you give you tips to understand how you can check the value of these cards. If you look at the silver libs and suds again and everything's going for 600 plus and you mass bid for under the buy now, you don't have to use those in the League SBC. You can just flip those and make pure coins. If you're under maybe 25K and you want to get to 100K, we have people in our community who will do that every single day. Not even touch a League SBC, just take these sort of filters, take these sort of sections and say, hey, I see people are going to overspend here as they keep wanting to do this SBC. Let me just make coins off of this. And when I get to a certain amount of coins where maybe I feel comfortable going a little bit more all in on League SBCs, I do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to just flip. I'm one of those people that I go kind of half and half. I like making millions of coins off the trading flipping, but I also like making a lot of packs. So this year, I'm going to try as hard as I can to just spam as many packs as possible, not even worry about the coin making aspect as much, even though we definitely will. We got chem cells here that we can eventually sell. I'm going to put those in the club at the moment. We're not going to quick sell those. But with the quick sell things, we still have almost 3K in terms of things that we're just quick selling. So basically pure profit in that section. We'll do it over and over again. So that's basically it, dudes. If you have any questions, again, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm going to show you guys some filters in other videos on how to make crazy coins on League SBCs due to the influx of prices. I notice silver libs right now, both silver rare and the silver commons are up quite a bit from even when I started doing this. So I'm going to do some sniping off of video and off of stream. I'm going to do some bidding as well, make some good coins on those, start club stocking a little bit, and kind of see what these prices get to. But yeah, if you did enjoy, smack the like button, subscribe if you're new. It's been your boy MumboElite. I'm out. God bless.